I think my generational curses that I placed on these brands have finally started to take effect, because I haven't done one of these videos in 2 weeks and we only have like 17 releases to talk about. Just joy of joys. Hello beautiful people. Hi. My name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we are quite critical of it. And unfortunately, since I was like deathly sick and almost close to crossing the river Styx, but like on a boat of mucus and propelled by my own coughing fits, I wasn't able to do one of these videos last week. So it's been 2 weeks since I did my buy it or deny it, and to be honest I kind of missed it because it's the best type of video where I can just freely be a complete fucking hater. Here we are again, and I feel that we don't have all that many releases to talk about. I feel that maybe these brands just slowed it a bit down in January, and I feel #blessed because I really don't want to be here 40 minutes. I don't think it would be enjoyable for anyone to sit here and listen to me harping about new releases for 40 minutes. I feel like 20, 25, maximum 30, that's like the Goldilocks buy it or deny it video length. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do. In case you're new here, I do these videos every week, except in case when something happens like last week, and they usually come up Saturday on Sunday, depending on how busy I get that weekend, what I gotta do, you know, real life happens. These types of videos were popularized by Samantha March with her Will I Buy It series. She's also got a community playlist. So if you're interested in hearing about new releases, commentary from me, from other creators, you can go click down below and check that out. And without further ado, after 3 minutes of me rambling, let's get to all of the new releases that I haven't talked about in the past couple of weeks. So we start with indie news. Sparrow Cosmetics recently revamped their Lord of the Rings palette that I have had on my wish list for months now, and I kept postponing it because there were other things that I was more interested in trying out. So their Lord of the Rings inspired palette is called the One Ring to Rule Them All, and it now retails for $32. It has a mirror, 3 glitters, that's new, and it's also a lighter weight. Now I really hate harping on indies, but I honestly liked the first iteration of the palette more. I feel that this new variant is a bit more repetitive, and it sacrificed fitting the theme to be more cohesive looking. For example, a purple for Sauron, he's a literal red and yellow floating eye atop a black tower, so I don't know where the purple could fit in, to be honest. So I feel that to create a more cohesive color story, they sacrificed a bit of the actual inspiration behind the palette, and I kind of don't like that. But it's nice that they added 3 more glitters and a mirror, so if you're interested in that, if you're a huge nerd like me and you do like this color story and you don't mind like the fact that the subjects don't really match the colors, in my opinion, they're worth checking out. Blush Tribe came out with a new palette. It's called the Sonia Zarine palette. It retails for $32 and it's already available on their website. This is more of a dark neutral sort of shade. Reminds me a lot of Indian Brides, and I don't know if it reminds me of Indian Brides because of those beautiful saturated colors, or because there's a literal Indian bride on the packaging and it's more of a like what came first, the egg or the chicken type of situation at this point. But I do feel this is a beautiful palette. You've got some interesting dark smoky pop of colors like those greens, those reds, and you also have a lot of neutrals. And I have added this on my wish list, and in the future when I will possibly make a blush tribe order, I will surely add this one to cart, because I feel that this is a very beautifully curated neutrals palette that sets itself apart from others. More indies. So the Crayon case is coming out with the matte book, which retails for $18, and I honestly don't give a shit about this palette because the childish packaging is very off-putting to me. Even if I were interested, the owner's attitude would be so off-putting I wouldn't buy it. And what I'm talking about is that there was a bit of a scandal on Instagram where one of the beauty news Instagrams posted the palette, and somebody said that it reminded them of the BHCosmetics palette, and the owner lost her mind. Like, she started harping on BHCosmetics, saying that it's not like the BH back to Brazil because it's not ashy. It's just the BHCosmetics quality is shit, that the Take Me Back to Brazil is ugly. Just being very trashy all around. And I don't hold indie brands to the same degree of professionalism that I would a proper, you know, corporate brand that has a special PR and social media team, but I do expect a minimum of decorum. You don't go around just bashing somebody else's brand just because some random on the internet do a comparison between the two. It's utterly unprofessional and just very catty, and I expect indie brands to build each other up and not bash other brands just to get a leg up on things. Bashing other things just to make yourself look better is frankly trashy. It's trashy behavior. Just do your own products, mind your own business, stay in your lane. Don't trash other brands unless they come and provoke you. Don't trash them based on someone's random commentary on Instagram, because it's really not a good goddamn look. Melt has came out with their blue stack. This is $48. Melt, honey, you are really going to ask me to pay $48 when half of the shades are browns? Don't get me wrong, I don't hate browns, but this is called the blue stack, and Melt is absurdly expensive, at least for me, and I don't feel that it's fair for them to ask that kind of pricing for 4 shades that you probably already have in your palette, and then 4 blues. If it's called a blue stack, make it mostly blues. Maybe pop 2 browns in there for blending and crease shades and whatever. But I'm not going to pay what is essentially $24 for duplicate shades and then another $24 for blues. For $24, I can go to any other indie brand of my choice, grab similar shades that would dupe out those blues without me having to pay the extra $24 for browns that I already have in my collection. Colourpop came out with the It's My Pleasure palette, which retails for $12, and it's a purple palette, and I fucking love this and I desperately want it, but I am going to wait a couple of months to get it because shipping to Romania is a bit expensive, and when I do buy from US brands, I want to buy a couple of things at one time to like mitigate the excuse of shipping. Like, I don't know, to me it's more acceptable to get like 2 palettes and 2 lipsticks and then pay the shipping as opposed to just pay the shipping for 1 palette. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But I do love this, and I hope they will come out with more palettes in the same nerve, like centered around a particular color story. These kinds of capsule palettes, to me, they're just absolutely ideal because I don't have to like pull out 47 of my own palettes. Okay, I don't even have 47 palettes, but like multiple palettes to just pick and choose the shade that I want best if I want to do a monochromatic look, you feel me? I honestly feel that the shades they chose are really pretty, so it's on my wish list. So my camera died for a moment, but we're back. Zoeva is coming out with a new collection. This is the Heritage collection, and it has a palette, some eye crayons, and a highlighter. And this is coming out on the 28th of January. Is it? I have no idea what date it is today. Maybe it's today or tomorrow. I don't know, but it's soon in any case. And honestly, I am interested in this. I really want to get more Zoeva. After trying out their Eclectic Eyes palette, I have a video on that, by the way, if you're interested. So after trying their Eclectic Eyes palette, I've absolutely fell in love with their formula, and I have been using that palette like crazy. And I really want to try more Zoeva, and this honestly really looks nice, and the highlighter also looks nice. So I might wait until I get my next paycheck, because I feel that I have used up my beauty budget for this month. I'm going to wait and grab this palette. Maybe, depends. I'm such a fickle person. I'll probably, maybe not, maybe yeah, you never know, but I am interested in this. I love their formula. Okay, Tarte is coming out with two things, actually already came out. So they've got this RemixNatural palette, which is $24. It's like gold star for effort, but you really missed the mark. Like they're trying to come out with more colorful things, but unfortunately it's like baby's first colorful palette. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason behind it. It doesn't have a story. It's like they're trying to just toss some colorful shades in there just because they know it's trendy. With a whole slew of new Shape Tape products. We've got a prepping cream for $35, a pressed powder for $32, Pore and Prime Balm $25, and a hydrating primer for $30. I have a question. So you're telling me you have the time and the manpower to create 4 different new products with 4 different new formulations. You got the manpower and the resources to market those and send PR for those, but you don't have them to extend your shitty foundation range? Really? Extension that has been promised ever since the start of the 2018 scandal. So it's been like a full year, and you guys fucked everything up, and you said that you're gonna throw us a bone and give more shades, and we've got this new bullshit over here, but we still have no shades. I mean, this really shows where their priorities lie. Fuck Tarte, seriously. Another brand which is very much cancelled. Kat Von D came out with 2 things. So there's this shade and light duos. You've got the highlighter and the contouring shade in a compact, and that's $25. My opinion of this is that she's really trying to pump out things to keep her brand alive. Fortunately, this release, this was needed when people were asking for it. When people kept saying that her shade and light palette is too big and that they wanted just the 2 duos that worked best for them. This is years too late, and it seems to me that it's a release created to just get more profits, as opposed to a release created with her consumers in mind. And then she's got this pressed powder foundation, and you know, out of all of the dust in the universe that I could put on my face, I'm not going to put the dust from the anti-Semitic, anti-vax lady. Maybelline collabed with Puma, and they came out with a chrome highlighter, a face duo stick, which, what the fuck is even the point of those, to be honest? They're just so cumbersome to use. There's 5 new shades of their matte liquid lipsticks and a mascara. And if this ain't the most late stage capitalism, let's make some money, hello fellow kids collab, then I don't know what is. The packaging is nice, I'm not gonna lie. The packaging is this really pretty rosy toned shade. The liquid lipstick colors look nice, but like it's a collab that's so out of the left field, because there's absolutely no link between the two brands at all. Ofra is coming out with the Valentine's Day collection. You've got a $20 rose makeup fixer spray, which I'm not interested in because I hate the smell of artificial roses. I love rose-based the perfume, but in beauty products it seems that they use just the cheapest, fakest, plasticky smelling rose scent, and I hate it. There's this $20 Frosé cooling, soothing and brightening mask, which sounds really nice. A $35 highlighter palette, which has all of their highlighters as usual. If you have their highlighters already, you don't need this one. Then there's a $13 rose moisturizing lipstick, which sounds really nice, and a $20 mini liquid lip set. Viseart is coming out with a purple palette called the Liaison palette, and this one seems smokier and darker and moodier than the Colourpop palette. It's like the Colourpop palette is the daughter and the Viseart palette is the sophisticated mother, you know what I mean? Honestly, love the color scheme of this, but it's Viseart and it's probably super expensive, and I would rather get more food in a month than get the Viseart palette. Like, I have certain limits and I'm feeling incredibly inspired by this color scheme. It's absolutely gorgeous, and maybe for like a US type of income, this is expensive, but it could be considered a treat. However, here in Romania, like, I have a good salary, but I don't make as much as someone from the US, and this price is killing me and I'm not gonna buy it. BabyBatBeauty came out with their Luna palette. This is $30 and it's got some blues and orange shades, and this is honestly really pretty, and the packaging is super fucking cute. And I keep postponing buying from BabyBatBeauty, but I do have a wish list of their stuff going on, so I'm really interested in buying this eventually, sometimes, maybe, but no promises. BHCosmetics came out with this Aquarius palette, and it's not as much of a hate crime against us Aquariuses as the Capricorn palette was, to be honest. And speaking of the Capricorn palette, swatched, it looks completely different than the promo pictures. I feel that they really played themselves, because swatched you've got different levels and tonalities and hues of browns, from the warmest to the almost grayish taupe looking, and in the promo pictures all of those look the same. So they really played themselves, because it does look just a tiny bit better swatched than it does in their pictures. And this Aquarius palette, I'm going to have to wait for swatches, but I don't think I'm gonna pick it up despite the fact that it's like $14, for the simple reasons that I already have a collection of neutrals and brown singles that I love using. But I want it because it says Aquarius on it, but I definitely don't need it. But it says Aquarius on it, but I don't need it. So I hate myself. Stila is coming out with a new Eyes Are the Window palette, and this is the Hope palette, and it retails for $49. And I really like this color scheme. It's a bit dark, sultry, moody, even grungy. So if you really like dark eyeshadow looks or smoky looks, I think this would look absolutely gorgeous. Like, I look at this and feel instantly inspired by the color scheme to do all sorts of grungy eyeshadow looks a la Smacy here on YouTube. But it's like $50, and I've never had a Stila palette before, and if I really do want to create a grungy look, I can always pull for another palette in my collection, to be honest. Kylie's coming out with a Valentine's palette. And the interesting thing in this is that somebody compared the Shimmer Row to the Shimmer Row in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and the shimmers are almost exact the same, which I don't think it's intentional, but it's still like a funny tidbit to me. And this palette is absolutely gorgeous. I love the color scheme. If I didn't love this color scheme enough and didn't have like 100 other pinks in my collection, maybe I would grab it. But as is, I feel that it would be just a bit redundant. Like, it's not enough that I want it. I also feel that it needs to pull me in such a way that it convinces me to use it over what I already have in my collection. And despite this really being so very pretty, my first thought isn't, wow, I want this in my collection. My first thought is, I feel inspired by this and I wonder what it is in my collection that I could use to recreate the looks that I want to do with this one. Sydney Grace Co. is coming out with a new collection of singles, and these are military inspired, and there's some muted purples, khakis, beautiful greens, and yeah, these, I absolutely love these. These are absolutely gorgeous. I'm not a huge military fan, like I don't give two shits about the theme itself. Like, I don't want to say I hate the military, because I don't. I just am not a fan. I just don't care. So I love these based only on the color schemes that she chose. So I'm basically, when I am going to end up finally doing a Sydney Grace order, I am seriously going to grab a couple of these. And Nabla, my favorites, came out with new Cult Matte lipsticks in 3 different finishes. You've got true mattes, you've got a sort of a mid thing between mattes and shimmers, and you've got a soft touch, which seems to be more of a creamy formula. These retail for 13.9 euros each, so maybe, I don't know, $17 or $16, something like that. And to be honest, this is quite a safe color selection. I feel that their other lipstick collections have these colors 10 times over, so I'm not particularly interested in any of these except the shade Criminal Babe, because I've been looking for a dark berry toned color like this, and it seems that I can't find one with a good formula, and I do trust them to formulate these in such a way that it's not like a fucking patchy mess. And I also like the purple shade, but I already have like 4 or 5 purples, and I definitely don't need any more purple lipsticks, dear God. These have been all of the releases for the past couple of weeks. As you can see, it's just been the amount of releases that I would have talked about in 1 week, to be honest. So January's been a good month. A good month with a good pace of releases, so to say. Still at breakneck speed, still way more than there should be, but at least things are slowing down just a tad. Another idea, if you're interested in this makeup look, I will post a Juvia's Place 3 looks 1 palette video with their Deuce palette sometimes this week, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. If not, that's okay. I'm not gonna hold it against you at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I'll see you in my next video, or next week in the new Will I Buy It or Deny It video. You guys go ahead, have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever it is where you're from. Bye.